So since the price of Bitcoin does looks like it's forming this inverse head and shoulder with a potential price target around 21,500, 21,600 in the medium short term, will this happen? Because we just found out the price of Bitcoin has already broken out of this neckline area and also has flipped the previous temporary resistance line into support, because this line, the neckline area or the rising trend line, has always been a very strong line of resistance. But since the price of Bitcoin was above it, the retest was actually held. I mean, the price of Bitcoin found support at the previous temporary resistance line. So here in the medium short term, if this trend continuation is going to happen, then according to this inverse head and shoulder, our price target is somewhere between 21,500 to 26,000 area. But if we fail to continue this impulsive movement and also fail to find support at this rising trend line or the neckline area, then we have to be very careful, because this could be also forming parallelly. This rising wedge type of formation, and rising wedge is basically called a bearish scenario, because the trend continuation usually happens in this manner, right? Consolidates and then shows this bigger retracement. So if this trend continuation is going to fail, price is also going to fail to hold the support around this neckline area, then we have to be careful, because this bullish scenario will be turning out into a fake out. Then a trend continuation here to the downside is also a possible scenario. But if we do, let's say, find support at this rising trend line, just like what we did here a couple of hours ago, and this trend continuation is also going to happen, then let me add this Fibonacci extension line and find out the potential target for Bitcoin. Because according to this Fibonacci extension line, if we look at this, guys, if we look at this Fibonacci extension area, the 100% Fibonacci extension is somewhere around 21,600, and according to this inverse head and shoulder, our price target was also around 21,500, 21,600. So now you can see this 21,500, 21,600 actually makes a lot of sense if the price of Bitcoin, right? If the price of Bitcoin manages to hold the support around this rising trend line or the neckline area. And beside this, guys, beside this example, yesterday on my video, we also talked about this CPR indicator, which was pointing us the actual resistance is not the smaller resistance what we have around this 0.5, 0.618 Fibonacci line, but the actual resistance is this 21,500, 21,600 range, between that area. Let me show you that here. So yesterday we found out, according to this CPI indicator, if this trend continuation is going to happen, then we can see very clearly, guys, the price of Bitcoin here could be getting gravitated towards the neckline area, and this neckline area is also the bottom CPI line. This is the top CPI line, this is the central CPI line, and this is the bottom CPI line. And this bottom CPI line has already rejected the price here in past price action, you can see, right? And after that we had this retracement, and now if this is going to be the area where we might be getting gravitated, then you can see very clearly, guys, the bottom CPI line is lying exactly around 21,500 price range. So this 21,500, 21,600, you can see makes a lot of sense if the price of Bitcoin manages to stay above this rising trend or the neckline area, which could be between 20,000 to 20,500 range. And now, guys, if the price of Bitcoin, let's say, does gets gravitated towards the neckline area or also towards the bottom CPI line here, this line, then you can see the price could be also parallelly forming this double bottom formation, which is looked as a bullish scenario. But for this bullish scenario also to play out, we have to overcome this resistance around 21,500, 21,600 area, because by doing so, I mean, if the price does manage to break above this resistance line on 21,500, 21,600, then this trend could be heading towards the next potential target, which is going to be above 23,500, 23,600 area. So that's why this 21,500, 21,600 is going to remain as our potential price target, as long as we are going to hold the support from this rising trend line and also the inverse head and shoulder neckline area. And now let me also show you why some volatility could be entering the market, because if we look at this price structure here in a daily time frame and use this Bollinger Band, so according to this Bollinger Band, if we look at this price action in a daily time frame, what we are witnessing right now, guys, is a squeeze, a Bollinger Band squeeze, which usually indicates some volatility might be entering very, very soon, because we found out in the past price action here, when we had this Bollinger Band squeeze, the price unfortunately broke the basis line and also broke the lower band, and as soon as we broke the lower band, price of Bitcoin started this bearish movement. So now we are getting one more chance to show this bullishness, but for this bullishness to play out, what we want the price of Bitcoin to do, we have to break out of this upper band area, because breaking above this upper band area could trigger some continuation pattern here in this manner and price also turning very, very bullish. But if we fail to hold this basis line, right, and also the price of Bitcoin is going to break the lower band just like here from the past price action, then that could also trigger another bigger pullback here like this, guys. So that's why to avoid this, we want the price of Bitcoin in a smaller time frame to remain above this rising trend line. And if we are also going to test the most important line of support, which right now is around 19,000, then we have to be very careful, because breaking that, you can see, could trigger another bigger price pullback. Why? Because we have found out whenever the price of Bitcoin has lost the support from this rising trend line, you can see after that we have always seen a bigger price retracement. Each and every time the price of Bitcoin has failed to follow this rising trend line, after that we have seen a bigger price retracement. So that is one reason why this 19,000 here in a daily time frame or in a bigger frame is one of the most important line of support, which we are not allowed to break at any cost, because breaking below 19,000 will also break the lower band from this Bollinger Band. So that's why, guys, this is another very, very interesting scenario which we have to monitor very, very closely. But if you look at the bigger picture, guys, the bigger picture is showing different story. Why? Because according to this Wyckoff's market cycle, many are already calling this as a market bottom, and we are ready for this new impulsive movement. I'm not going to disagree, but I'm also not going to agree on that. Why? Because according to these two different scenarios, first one with this Wyckoff and second one with this Stan Weinstein theory. According to the Stan Weinstein theory and according to the Wyckoff, before we see an actual markup phase in this manner, first we need a proper accumulation phase, and this proper accumulation phase in a bigger time frame has not happened yet. So that was one reason why I am actually showing you this actual accumulation formation here in this manner before price finally starts breaking here to the upper direction, because we know according to this Wyckoff's markup phase, before we see an actual trend reversal happening, we need a proper accumulation type of formation, just like as shown in the example. And according to the Stan Weinstein, we do need an accumulation phase, you can see here, right, around this bottom area, but we also have to overcome some key level of resistance, and in that case this key level of resistance is going to be the 30-week moving average, because if the price of Bitcoin is going to be above this 30-week moving average, break out of this consolidation phase, only then, you can see, only then we are going to get this buying opportunity. So that's why, guys, right now, as you can see, the 30-week moving average is still around 35,000 area. So what I am actually expecting is more of a range bound type of scenario, a month, even a year of range bound scenario, until this 30-week moving average approaches around this low area and price also breaks above it. And once we do that, then that will trigger an actual markup phase, a new markup phase for Bitcoin. So these are some of the quick update that I wanted to share with you in my video. If you enjoyed my work, if you like what we just saw, then please destroy the like button. And also for those individuals watching this for the first time, come on, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye-bye.